Here we go. 1.4. Our first. This is our or 1.5. Excuse me. This is our first video. So I'm not obviously here. Okay. Hope you're having a good time. Be nice to the sub. All right. But we'll talk about our weekends on Monday. All right. So get some stuff together, that we can talk about. All right. Start thinking now. Get those brains moving. Get the wheels churning and stuff. Okay. What are we doing today? So today we're talking about naming angles and naming congruent angles. Don't forget our quiz is on Tuesday. Speaking of our quiz, I want to talk about a couple things here. All right. Something I did for you guys this morning, so Thursday morning, I put together a practice quiz. All right. You can take that practice quiz as many times as you want. These are questions similar to those on the review packet and similar to the types you'll see on the actual quiz itself. Okay. There's a total of 9 questions on the practice quiz. When you submit it, you will be able to see if you got the answers correct or whatever. You'll be able to see your results, and then you'll be able to see the right answer as well. Our actual quiz will not be online. It'll be. I want you to fill out this accommodations form. All right, the accommodations form is just to tell me if you have a separate site accommodation and whether or not you plan to use it. If you don't know what a separate site is, then you probably don't have the accommodation. So just say I will take my quiz with the class. Okay. Remember that I will be back on Monday. We'll do a little review game. We'll talk some quiz topics, but expect the quiz to look very similar to the review itself and the the practice quiz as well. Okay. What else? I think that's it as far as housekeeping stuff that we need to talk about. All right, this is going to be short. Look at it. It's three slides. 4 because it has our goals listed. But we're talking a little bit about angles today. I'm just going to introduce it. It's not going to be on your quiz. I just want to name them just so you know what they are, just so it's on your radar, so that when we talk about them more in depth next week on our block day, we'll have a little introduction, okay? A little pre-teach, if you will. And we will. I'm moving locations a lot. Just moving around, just trying to get a general sense of the room, lay of the land, see what it looks like. But let's talk some about angles. What am I? Well, here we go. I'm made up of 2 rays, all right? Both rays have the same endpoint. The common endpoint is called the vertex. The 2 rays. Well, my 2 rays are called, I wonder if I got some of you on there. My 2 rays are called sides. There are many ways to name me. A number can be placed in my vertex. A single letter or 3 letters with the vertex in the middle. So this point right here, that's considered a vertex. Okay. This is what I look like. Obviously, that's our angle. We know what this is. We know it's an angle. It's an angle. I think you probably knew that even before I read all that stuff. Obviously, so what this game, the What Am I game is, I mean, it really went together with all the segments, but decided to split it apart. All right. Did I get you good? No wonder. All right. Wow, that was a big one. Holy buckets. All right, let's get started. Name these in different ways. All right. Let's look at this first angle. This angle right here. Okay. First of all, like it said here, I can be named by a number or a single letter, naming the vertex. Well, looking at this angle here, the vertex is J. This is the vertex. All right, it's the vertex because that's where the 2 rays meet. Okay, it's where the 2 rays meet. That's the vertex of our angle. Since the vertex is J, I use this little symbol. That's angle J. So this symbol right here means angle. Sometimes your book will use this. It's the same thing. I like to throw the line through it just because I think this looks like a less than sign. Okay, but these are both the same. All right, so we have angle J. Okay, so I can also use 3 letters to name an angle, but my vertex must be the middle letter. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Well, it looks like this. Angle I, J, K. Or I can go backward and say angle K, J, I. Something like that. Okay? Now, when I'm naming these angles with my letters, all right, when I'm using 3 letters to name the angle, that middle letter can only be a letter, it can't be a number. Okay, so why am I telling you that? Well, let's look here. Holy buckets. One angle name is just angle W. We can get that out of the way right away. Angle W, that's the vertex here. Right, here's our vertex. Okay. So if I want to name it another way using 3 letters, to use 3 letters, I would say ZWX. Okay, or I could say XWZ. I cannot say angle Z3X. That is not allowed. No. 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 But I can say angle 3. So a lot of times, we're going to look at these diagrams later on in the year, and there will be a bunch of different angles on the diagram. Okay? And it's a lot easier to use numbers. We'll slide numbers into the vertex and just name the angle by the number. If you have some diagram that you're given at some point in the year, all right, and there aren't any numbers in the angles, just throw some numbers in there and make your life easier. Okay, I think it's easier to name angles by numbers than it is by the letters because sometimes people go out of order and they'll make a silly mistake like that. So, which one of these is angle B? We'll take a look at this. How many angles do you see? How many angles do you see? I'll tell you how many I see. How many do you see, though? How many do you see? You see, I see 1, I see 2, I see 2, I see 3. There's 3 angles there. Since there are 3 angles there and all 3 have a vertex of B, B is the vertex, I cannot name my angle B. There is none. None. Which one is angle B? None of them are. Okay, none of them are because there's so many different angles using that vertex of B. Okay, here, it's just one angle. It's angle J. It's just one angle. Here is different, all right? Here it's different. Okay, here is much different. Multiple angles with the angle B. So angle 2 says, can we name angle 2? Let's find 2 different names to name angle 2. Angle 2, I look at angle 2. 2 is right here. So here is angle 2. Okay. So angle 2 is angle K L or angle L B K. Like Bluff Kids. Hey, check it out. All right. I want you to try and pause the video, try to find a name. Try to find the 2 names for angle 3. All right. Pause it up. Well, I hope you paused it. If you didn't pause it now. And let's talk. Here we go. So I have angle 3, angle L, B, M. Lake Bluff Middle. Or angle M, B, L. Major Baseball League. Kind of almost MLB, right? Am I right? Or am I right? Alright. That's it for naming angles. Okay, we're going to continue to practice naming angles. Last thing I want to talk about is congruent angles. So, remember segments. Segments have these tick marks. All right, we use tick marks to mark congruence. We do the same thing with angles. We use tick mark to mark congruence with angles too. Okay, but instead of like an entire segment, you'll see something like that. Okay, sometimes you'll see 1. Sometimes you'll see 2. Sometimes you'll see 3. Sometimes you'll see 2 with a line through it like that. Okay. Our job is to find the other matching angle. So, this angle here with 1 mark, I have to find the other angle with 1 tick mark inside of it. Okay, now, it can't be angle 2, because there's 2 here. It can't be this angle here, because there's 3. It's not this one. It's not this one. It's down here. So to name these angles, I'm going to say A and P is congruent to angle F, G, T. All right. Now there's two pairs of congruent angles here. Okay, maybe you've already seen them. Here's one. Two tick marks with a slash through it, so it looks like this. You could also see just one with the slash. You could see three. You could see one with two slashes. You could see one with three slashes. There's all different kinds of combinations. But just look for the corresponding one. So I have angle CFG would be congruent to. There's the other one. Angle MPA. Alright, next question asks, what is another name for angle 2? Well, angle 2 is right here. That's the vertex. The vertex is H. So there's a lot of different ones. I could say, why don't you pause it and try and figure out some names. Pause it. Okay. I could say MHP. I could say MHA, or I could say AHM or PHM, as long as H is in the middle. H must be in the middle. Name 4 angles with the vertex of M. Give it a shot. Here's M up here. Name some angles with that vertex. Go ahead, give that one a shot. Angle M, I got AMH. All right, the whole thing, AMH. I said AMP. I said HMP, and then I also said AMT as my last one. All right, notice the similarities between all of these. M is our middle letter. And when naming an angle, the vertex must be your middle letter. All right, that's it. So I want you to go fill out this accommodations form next, and then the rest of class is your time.